Well, it's day 30 of this series, and I've taken you with me to the beaches of the Atlantic Ocean and back to Norman. And I had a plan this morning to wake up and do maybe a sunrise video, in conjunction with the Easter Sunday. And the best laid plans did not come together because look, it is miserable weather out there. It feels like the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. My hair's blowing around outside, and you never know what you're going to get in Oklahoma. You surely don't where we are. So I did not get the video in earlier, and I'm kind of running on fumes now. I've been uh, working out my calling, doing my thing, preaching the gospel, carving up and serving up the meat, the good stuff for our people on the live stream this morning, and it's been a joy. Good day. Had a great time with the family. Even did an Easter egg hunt out in the yard, which was a lot of fun. We great memories on Easter always with the family, and so it's been good. Been a good Easter, though a little unconventional and unprecedented. With not having live worship in person. Well, what I want to say to you this last day is that let me just read to you something I think would encourage you. If you did worship the Lord today and you have believed and trusted in Him that He is risen, let me read you this. It's by grace that you have been saved. This is Ephesians 2 5b. It's by grace that you have been saved. You've been made alive with Christ, even when you're dead in your transgressions. Alive, now you are. And here's the kicker. God raised us up with Christ. Okay? God raised us up with Christ. This connection that you have to Christ is a true union. Those prepositions are big. In Christ, with Christ. He raised us up with Christ and seated us with Him in the heavenly realms in Christ. So where am I right now? I am sitting in an office chair, but I'm truly seated in the heavenly realms of Christ. For what purpose? What does it say? In order that in the coming ages He might show that the incomparable riches of His grace expressed in His kindness to us in Christ Jesus. He wants to show us the incomparable riches of His grace. This is our purpose, to behold the incomparable riches of God's grace to us in Christ, expressed in His kindness to us in Christ. All right. That's the point. That's the purpose. Your purpose is not to get out of going to hell by attending church or saying a prayer or whatever it is. It's to behold the incomparable riches of God and Christ and His kindness to you. So this is just the beginning. This 30 for 30 series is just the beginning. And if it encourages you to want to know Christ, I want to let you know that there's more coming. I'm going to take a day off tomorrow. It's my birthday. I'm going to have some good times with Meredith and celebrate. And then we're going to hit right back on the ground running on the next day. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this old classic book here, A Christian Life by Sinclair Ferguson. I'm going to read that, and I'm going to give you a little nugget every day. Probably be about a 15, 18-parter, something like that. And I want you to join along with me. Maybe get the book. It's a doctrinal introduction, because what this has in it is it takes the Bible and it summarizes big themes of God's work in our lives, these incomparable riches of His kindness to us, and distills them so that we can take them and use them as worship fuel. I love the old movie Bobby Boucher, The Water Boy, with Adam Sandler as the Bobby Boucher guy, and he's this redneck linebacker on this beat up old college football team. And he tells his coach, when his coach asks him how did he hit him so hard, and he talks about all the people who have beaten him up over the years and talked down to him, and he calls that his tackling fuel. And I tell you that's you got to have worship fuel. You got to fill up your tanks. And how do you do that? Why do you even have any impetus to worship? Well, you go and you study and you read and you experience those incomparable riches. We behold them just a little bit now, but we're seated in the heavenlies, and one day we'll behold them with eyes wide open, fully, no more sin, no more death, all the tears wiped away. I'm going to post a link to our worship service from this morning. I hope you'll check it out. Just listen to the sermon at least in the middle there. And let us know if you want to talk about anything. Look me up. But yeah, thanks for coming on this journey with me. Be looking for the Christian Life series. We're going to be starting very soon. It'll be posted on the channel. So definitely subscribe. There'll be a link to that on this end page as well to the video. God bless. Thank you.